Yo, before I begin, I want to say this. I'm going to be real as possible. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. And some of you all may be surprised about what I'm about to say, because I've done a lot of videos about Dr. York and the Nuwaubians. And just my disdain towards Dr. Malachi Z.York, as well as the organization as a whole. You know, I'm not going to lie, man. I had, past tense, a whole lot of built up anger. You know, because when everything went down, you know, as far as Dr. Malachi Z.York getting locked up and, you know, him being exposed for the fraud that he is, you know, the books being plagiarized and all the rest of that stuff. When all of that stuff went down, yo, man, I'm not going to lie, I felt betrayed. You know, I really truly believed that I was going to be one of the 144,000, for real, I'm not lying. I really was ready to, like, give up my family members, because, you know, they said if you don't have a seat on the sham, this is what was said, that you got to leave your family members behind. I was ready to do that. Not my kids, of course. But, you know, back then I didn't have children. But I was ready to leave my family members behind, whether it be my mom's, my sister, aunt, uncle, etc. I gave the Nuwaubian nation, at the time when I was a member, my all. Whether it was money, time, effort, whatever. And back then, Dr. Malachi Z.York couldn't do no wrong. So just imagine being in a situation like that, and then your world gets turned upside down. It's kind of like, you know, if you were married to a person for, I was part of the organization for about 15, 20 years. So you've been married to a broad for 15, 20 years, and then you find out the broad been cheating on you all along. Matter of fact, no disrespect to the LGBTQI and A community, but matter of fact, not only was the chick cheating on you, but the chick turned out to be a dude. Now you tell me you wouldn't feel a certain kind of way? But aside from that, aside from everything, I gotta push all of the BS to the side, because one day I just sat down and I thought about it. And no lie, this is my word. Dr. Malachi Z.York, from what I saw with my own eyes, was the only one that was doing what we were supposed to be doing instead of talking about it. And had he not fucked it up, there's no telling where we could have been right now. No telling. I mean, you talking about I was on the land. Hold on. Because I've showed you these. I showed some of you all these pictures before. Because some of y'all think that, you know, I'm bullshitting. Like, I'm lying about these pictures or whatever. Hold on. This is me. On the land. On the land. Here's another picture. On the land with my tabush on. Here's another picture. On the land. We had land. 435 acres of land. I think it was either 435 or 476. I don't know. But we had a lot of land. In order to enter into the pylons of tama-re, you had to have a passport. It was as if you were going into another country. Like, I'm not lying. That shit was like a small Wakanda. Before, you know, Wakanda was popularized. We had our own language. Even though the language, it changed so many damn times, and the alphabet and this and that, and then it was Riskin script and Nuwaubic, and yeah, true indeed, it was very confusing. But we had our own land. We had our own language. We were a community. And, yo, seriously, had Dr. Malachi Z.York not fucked it up, no telling where we would have been. No lie. I truly believe in community building. Straight up. I truly believe that. This is the reason why I'm not saying anything wrong. I hate when I have to say, well, I'm not trying to be racist. This is the truth. This is the reason why the Mexicans came up like that. You want to know why? Because one of their family members came here, and then others came here, and guess what? They lived 10 in a one-bedroom house. They all 10 of them lived in a one-bedroom house. They grocery shopped for one another. They all lived as a community. That's the same thing that Dr. Malachi Z.York was doing. It was mad people living in one community in Bushwick. So people were trying to figure out, well, how in the world he generating millions of dollars, and all of the people in the organization were broke, was shit with hell of a faith. That's the first thing. The second thing, if you telling people that they're God and that they can achieve everything, you coming out with the book, Your Potential book, the Mind book, and all the rest of that shit, even though that shit was plagiarized, you start telling people that they're God and that they're capable of lifting up shit and shaping, and they're Egyptians and they're this and that, all of this positive and great shit, they're gonna start acting like it. And I can tell you that millions of dollars that Dr. Malachi Z.York generated, it came off of our backs. We built those pyramids down there in tama-re. Well, not the first one, but the other ones. All of the artwork, hold on, because some of you all have never seen it. Look at that. I gotta give props where props is due. You can't talk about the bad shit. You can't talk about the bad shit without mentioning the good shit. You can't. These are pictures that I took. And this is different times. You can't talk about the bad shit without mentioning the good shit. Look at this. This is when you were driving in the front. This is where you would enter in, and they had all, and Dr. York had all of the flags of, you know, different countries and everything. Beautiful, beautiful, amazing. I understood, or rather understood, why we had to live in a community. Let me bring it back. Let me make it relevant. Why we had to live as a community, so we can put our monies together. This is the same thing that the Mexicans did. And once everybody came up and they were able to afford to live in their separate houses, that's what the Mexicans did. So I understood the whole community living. It's just that Dr. York fucked it up. But this is what we built. And I keep on saying we the people, the members of the organization. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be real with you. I can't even say we. Because I'm just going to be straight real with you, man. When I was part of the organization, I was somewhat, I ain't going to say selfish. Because I mean, I was really thinking right knowledge. I was like, I ain't going down there helping them build that shit for no money. I ain't doing that shit. Yo, I was in the organization, but within being a part of the organization, I always question shit. And there's certain things that I just didn't do because it just didn't make sense to me. It just didn't. You know, you had people going down there volunteering, you know what I'm saying? Going down there volunteering, helping to build the land, and wasn't getting shit out of it. Nothing. Beautiful, man. I've never seen this shit before. Who's ever done this? Who's ever done this? Everybody talks about doing this shit. Everybody. Everybody talks about it. Dr. Martin Luther King talked about the promised land. Dr. Malachi Z.York built it. Look, that was the Sphinx before they started adding on everything. I was there when they had the first pyramid, when the pyramid was white and there wasn't nothing really outside. I think it was like 2 trailers on the land. I'm not sitting here, you know, trying to, you know, win Nuwaubians over. That's not what this video is about. I'm not saying that, oh, Dr. York was the answer and he was this and that and blah, 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 blah. I'm not trying to get, in other words, what I'm trying to say is that I'm not trying to get on the Nuwaubians' good side. I'm just trying to keep it real. That's it. I've made a lot of videos about my disliking towards the organization. Rightfully so. A lot of things that just wasn't right. But you got to talk about the good things. And this is what we fail. I say we, including myself, this is what we fail to speak of. The good things. But I can honestly tell you that with all of the good things that happened, Dr. York was the leader. So he's responsible. He's responsible for fucking this shit up. And that's what he did. Because it wasn't just about the kids. And no, they didn't auction the land off. The land was sold. The Nuwaubians could have kept that land. And it's going on, what, 2002, May 8, 2002 is when Dr. Malachi Z.York got locked up. I'm not going to call him Dwight. I ain't going to disrespect him or nothing, even though that's his name. But I'm not going to say none of that. I'm going to call him Dr. Malachi Z.York. I'm a newbie rock batar, a pod in the bag, Yanoon, whatever the fuck y'all want me to call him. Because I ain't trying to get on nobody's bad side with this video. But May 8, 2002 is when he got locked up. Guess what? May 8, 2022 is coming. And that's 20 goddamn years that man has been in jail and y'all haven't done anything. Where's the land at? That's all I want to know. Because you can't say that your master teacher wrote over 1,600 books and that he's the master of the universe, right? And that's, you know, that's your master teacher, right? And your students of the master teacher. You can't say all of these great things that your master teacher has done as a teacher, but you haven't done anything as a student. Straight up. You all are just like copying and pasting his doctrine all over again, but just like changing the names. And you know, coming out with the tama-re and all of these different books with a different fucking cover, but it's the same shit. It's only recycled information that that Dr. Malachi Z.York already wrote over and over and over again. Like, I'm just trying to understand it, and I'm not trying to be negative. I'm being positive as possible. We saw what this man has done, what he was able to accomplish out of jail. You understand? We need to see what you are gonna do. Straight up. Now, I'll give him that. I'm not gonna lie. There haven't been any other street scholar. I don't even know what to call him. You know what I'm saying? But there haven't been any other teacher, street scholar, or whatever have you that has done the shit that Dr. York has done. None other. No other. I've never. If it is, please tell me. Please tell me who had some land in Edenton, Georgia, with pyramids. Yeah, they were made out of wood. Yeah, they weren't like, you know what I'm saying? Made out of the same type of shit that the pyramids were in Cairo, Egypt. Yeah, true indeed. It was made out of wood. The first pyramid the people didn't even build. Yes. But at the end of the day, please tell me someone else that's done that. That came out with their own language. Even though the children wrote it. Or, excuse me, created it. But please tell me. Yeah, he plagiarized all those books. I know he did. We all know he did. But damn, didn't the motherfucker make a conscious effort? You know, some of those books, I don't read those books anymore because you gotta cipher from, you know what I'm saying? You gotta cipher through those books to get the truth out. But some of those books do have truth in them. Some of you all may sit back and say, Langston, what, you trying to be a part of the Nuwaubian community again? No. I'm just telling you that I have talked about the bad. Now it's time to talk about the good. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because no one has done it. Like, there's no copycat. There is none other. We need some copycats, though. We do. We really do. The people that we chastise the most, like your Dr. Yorks and your Yahweh Ben Yahweh, right? Rightfully so, because both of them were on some other shit. We already know that. But you know what? Those two accomplished more than the people that you all praise. Yeah, they were foul, and they were ain't too right in the head. And there's no disrespect towards them. None. They did a lot of foul shit. But no one has been able to accomplish the shit that they have accomplished. And I don't mean no disrespect towards Dr. York when I say he fucked it up. Because he did. He had to touch them children. You had to really touch them children. This is what the Nuwaubians will say. How in the world did he touch them children? He had all types of women around him and blah, 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 blah. It's easy. It's easy. You give a man power, there's no telling what he will do. You want to know why? Because nobody's telling him what he can't do. And that's just the truth. You tell me how many people said no to Dr. York. That man that's supposed to have had 76 trillion years of knowledge. That he has these beings incarnate in him from time to time. El-Qadir. Murdoch. Melchizedek. Yanun. You tell the man that said that he was the grandson of the Most High. No. Yeah, right. Get the fuck out of here. So it's easy, Nuwaubians, when you say some shit like that. How in the world did he touch them children? He had women around him and blah, blah, blah. It's easy. You give a man power, he's liable to do any and everything. Let me tell you something about money. Money, power, and respect. You'll see the real person come out of his shell, out of his avatar. See, when you broke and you ain't got nothing, you see the person, you know, this guy's going around pretending like he's, you know what I'm saying? He's nice and he's kind and caring or whatever. Let me tell you something. Most of you motherfuckers that wear the ankh and dashikis and all the rest of that shit, that's why I don't wear that shit anymore. I don't. Because it's all costume jewelry. Straight up. Most of you all wear that shit because it's a costume. It's not culture to you. It's a costume. It's like, you know, you going trick-or-treating or some shit. Let me make my point. Most of you costume-wearing motherfuckers that wear ankhs that's made in China, for real, I continue to say this. I don't know why some of y'all motherfuckers are still wearing ankhs. Straight up. Unless you made it your own self. Out of whatever material that you know you made it with. Other than that, most of that shit is coming from China. And they're saying that the Africans made it. But most of you motherfuckers, if somebody handed you $100,000 right now and told you to walk away from the damn black organizations and just assimilate, most of y'all motherfuckers would do it. Straight up. Y'all screaming black power and black this and black that, and then go home and get drunk and get high and all the rest of that shit. And I'm not knocking what you do. I'm just telling you that if you all about black power, why the fuck you drinking a white man's poison? Straight up. And then if it ain't homegrown, if it's some of this shit, they call it, what is it, candy apple red or red 6 or some shit like that. You know, the weed, the chemical weed, the GMO weed. If you smoking that shit, why you fucking buying shit from the white man? Why you got on white man clothes? Because you know you might have that dashiki on that was made in China, but we ain't gonna go there. But why are you wearing a white man clothes? Like, most black people, I'll put it to you like this. I hardly ever seen black-owned businesses that sell underwear, socks, shirts, the essential things, you know, things that you need on a daily basis, tank tops, V-neck t-shirts. So you still going to Walmart, getting Fruit of the Loom t-shirts, boxer briefs, and, you know what I'm saying, Hanes, socks and shit like that. Get the fuck out of here. Most of y'all motherfuckers walking around with Jordans, especially this day and time. Most of y'all motherfuckers walking around with Jordans and all the rest of that shit on with a dashiki. Jordans, LeBrons, Kobe's. The fuck out of here. The fuck out of here. But I had to put this video out because at the end of the day, yo, seriously, I've never seen anyone do the shit that Dr. Malachi Z.York. Let me take it back. I've never seen anyone accomplish the shit that Dr. Malachi Z.York accomplished. It was good. It was good, man. I remember walking on the land. I remember going to the Nuwaubian ball. Here's one of the pictures. You know what I'm saying? I mean, here's another one. I got memories. Good memories. Because it all wasn't bad. But he fucked it up. We could have lived as a community for a while and then got our money up, you know what I'm saying? You know, empower the community, you know what I'm saying? Bought the land, you know, like we bought it. And then like slowly but surely put, you know, mobile homes, you know, on the land. And if I'm not mistaken, he was talking about putting a hospital up there. And yo, listen, this is one thing that I agree on too. This is another thing I agree on. Like, as far as dealing with the hospital, like, as far as him doing, so I understand, if he was doing it this way, I understand why he was, overstand why he was doing it this way. So, he had, where you had to go through different schools. You know, and some people got stuck in those schools. So, if you wanted to be a Christian, a Muslim, a Mason, if you wanted to practice the, if you wanted to be, what is it, what is it? Oh, man. I forgot, Judaism. You wanted to practice Judaism? You could do all of that shit on the land. So he was going to have a church there. He was going to have a mosque. All of that shit. And at the end of the day, you know, once we on the land and we got our own community and we're transferring money back and forth, and this is before it goes out of the community, where it triples and quadruples and whatever have you, we could discuss all of that shit about religion and who don't want to be a Nuwaubian and this and that. It's all that politics. That ain't nothing. Let's get the land and get the people on there first, and we could discuss everything later. And this is the reason why he was on some shit like, yo, you could be a Nuwaubian Christian, you could be a Muslim Christian, you could be a Nuwaubian Christian, a Nuwaubian Muslim, a Nuwaubian Mason. Because Nuwaubu wasn't a religion, it was a way of life. And everything started to turn into a religion. Because he fucked it up. He told everybody, yo, fuck all of everything that I talked about. I'm a Christian now, and I see my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and he told me to repent and give up all of this Anunnaki and Egypt and all the rest of that shit. And that's when this motherfucker started them, instead of the Om chant on the land, it was thank you, Jesus, thank you, Jesus. It's like, come on, man. Dr. York fucked that up, man. He confused the people. And that's the reason why a lot of people walked away from him. And it's a shame what I'm about to say, and then I'm gonna end it. It's a shame, and I hate to say it, but it's a shame. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. Most people could have dealt with that whole him touching kids. It's fucked up to say, but it's the truth. They couldn't. The reason why a lot of people walked away from him is because of two reasons. One is because he fucked up by saying that he was a Christian and that you need to follow Jesus. And then two, that YouTube shit when he said that he was guilty. Had he not done those two things, and he just admitted that he touched those kids, everybody would have forgave him. And it would have been business as usual. It's fucked up to say that, but we would have forgave him. Yo, man, that's the reason why I don't ever want to be a leader. I don't want but so much power, money, and respect, because it turns men into demons. Straight up. And let me say this. It doesn't turn men into demons. Men are demons regardless of money, power, and respect. You know what I'm saying? It just brings the demon out of you. It's already in you. It just brings it out. So, yeah, man, you know, for those that really never heard of the Nuwaubian Nation and Dr. York or whatever have you, man, let me tell you something. Seriously, man, if he wasn't selfish, narcissistic, ego-driven, arrogant, and all the rest of that shit, a plagiarizer, I mean, I could go on with the names, you know what I'm saying? Touching kids, if he didn't do any of that shit, man, and he just kept it like 100, no telling where we could have been as a race of people. That land was fucking amazing. I'm telling you, man, I wish my children at that time were alive to see it. It was amazing just to see black people everywhere having fun and not giving a fuck. I mean, once you left out of the land, you had to worry about Putnam County's police and shit like that. But for the most part, wasn't no police there. I mean, there was a few white people there, but those white people were like members. They were cool. You know what I'm saying? You had Chinese members. Yeah, I mean, everybody was just having fun. The water, for some odd reason, tastes different there. It tastes good. I mean, well water. Yo, man. Some people may say, I'm gonna end this because this shit is mad long, but some people may sit back and say, damn, it sound like Langston, you miss it. Yeah, I missed the land, goddammit! What y'all want me to say, man? I miss the land. I don't miss having to turn in and not having money for my fucking rent. I don't miss being chastised, cursed out, because I didn't meet the quota for the end of the week. I don't miss that part. I don't miss the lies, the plagiarizations of books. I don't miss that part. But goddammit, I miss that land. For all you Sabians, Nuwaubians, and all you people that follow Dr. Malachi Z.York, yeah, I miss it. You think I want a motherfucking bee in the belly of the beast? Yeah, true indeed. Edenton, Georgia was the belly of the beast. But I'm telling you, once you walked on that goddamn land, man, it felt different. It felt different. And when I saw them tear that shit up, man, tears went down my motherfucking eyes, man. I swear to God. Because that was our home. Period. Even though I didn't live there, I showed you facts, evidence of me visiting it. And there were times I didn't take pictures. I've been down there quite a few times. I've seen that man teach. Like physically seen him quite a few times teach on the land. Yo, for those that have been on the land, I'm telling you, most of the stories that people have, I'm saying like Savior's Day and just going on the land. I ain't talking about, you know, that backstory with him touching kids and all the rest of that shit. And, you know, starving the men and the men in the barn and this and that and so forth, not having money. But I'm not talking about all of that. I'm just talking about just going in, chilling or whatever. It's nothing but good conversations. Positive, good conversations, man. That land was something else, man. And I'm just, it's crazy because nobody has been able to duplicate it. I don't think anybody gives a fuck anymore anyway, you know? So, Nuwaubians, man, y'all need to step your game up. If you say that you all got what it takes and you have a master teacher that's written over 1,600 books and that, you know, you all had this land, you can't keep on talking about this land. This land is old now. It's gone. It gotta be some new land. And it don't necessarily have to be 435 or 476 acres. It could be 100 acres. It could be something. But if you all say that you are illuminated, meaning that you are enlightened, you know what I'm saying? That you all have the knowledge, that bright light. You understand? Use it, apply it. Because we tired of the talk. We want to see it. So we can follow behind you. You understand? Other than that, and I don't mean follow behind you as if we're going to follow one person or some shit like that. I'm talking about like, look at your blueprint and duplicate it. Other than that, I'm going to end it with this. The last time you saw somebody do some shit like that was Black Wall Street in Durham, North Carolina, Tulsa, Oklahoma. We had Brooklyn and Charlotte. Dr. York, didn't do anything new. He was following the same pattern that we always follow. And that is, you go get some land and you build on it and you build a community. It just so happened he built pyramids on, you know, in the community. You understand? But other than that, I truly believe that if he didn't fuck up, man, we would have had an airport. We would have had buses, and it would have been lit. Blame it on your master teacher, man. Other than that, I want you to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely share this video. Peace.